I think if you love yourself, then you get to know where you are. Because most of the people, they don't know who they are. And if you don't know who you are, how do you know what you want in life?
Well, welcome, Kat. Thank you so much for joining the Darren Well podcast. I'm so glad to have you today. So for our listeners today, Kat is a health coach. She's a yoga teacher. She's had over 6 years of working in that field. She's also led in-person and online workshops for companies like Google and for Yelp. So I'm excited for you to hear her share more about her own story of healing, her own story of finding balance with yoga, and for you also to learn what inspires her to help others to transform their lives through simple, consistent, mindful practices and mindset change through inner work. Again, welcome, Kat. Thank you so much for joining the Darren Well podcast.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Rita. I'm really glad to be here with you today. I'm really excited about this podcast.
Awesome. So before we get into our conversation today, Kat, can you briefly share about your why? So your story, your backstory about healing, your backstory of what brought you into yoga. So I'd love to hear how that intersects with this mind and body that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, sure. So my journey started many years ago when my that time boyfriend got sick from one day to the next. So doctor couldn't help. So we decided to ask Dr. Google. So he
Dr.
typed
Google.
in, yes. I remember that he typed in, how can I find my balance again? And yoga and meditation popped up. So we were so desperate so that we gave it a try. So, and the moment when he started to practice yoga and meditation, he started to feel differently. So he was laughing again. He was alive again because he didn't become healthy from one day to the next. It took time, but he was alive again. Yeah. And yeah, after 8 years of being together, we finally decided to separate. And I was in a really dark place because I thought that's the man of my life, but it wasn't. So I thought, okay, if yoga and meditation help him, they will help me too. So I realized as well that life is really short. Yeah. So one day everything is super fine, and the next day everything can change completely. And for that reason, I decided to quit my at that time job and sign up a contract with myself for 1 year. So I was completely lost. I really didn't know what to do next. I just knew I have to change my life because I was in a really dark place and I didn't really loved my job. I just liked it and I wanted to do something that is really meaningful for me and for others and something that makes me happy every day. Yeah, something that I can wake up in the morning and say, yes, being like happy about that. So as I didn't know what to do next, I asked myself two simple questions: who I want to be, and what do I need to become that person. So I wrote all the steps down, and I did it for 1 year, and I found myself through this process. So one of the things that I wrote down was like at least moving for 10 minutes every day, meditating at least 1 minute a day. And yeah, it really changed my life.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. And so your story about healing was even just helping your boyfriend at that time. And so I love the
Yes.
questions you asked, like, so who do I want to be and what do I need? And I think a lot of people are in that season at one point in their lives. And so when they feel lost, like how do people, when you think about feeling lost with barriers, with obstacles, like how do they find their way? And so just starting with reflection, is that kind of where they would start?
Yeah, I think starting I have many clients that are lost, they don't have a purpose, they don't know what to do next, they don't have any direction. I always say start to move your body, right? Because at the end, yeah, if you do that, yeah, first you feel automatically better. Second, it's an act of self-love. And third, you will feel more stronger and confident because you are showing up for yourself. And if you set this intention, for example, movement, yes, and you do it every day, so you commit to it, then you will see how your body will change. And when you see how your body will change, you can apply this to many different areas of your life.
Mm,
Yeah, like learning a new language, or maybe you are not happy in the country where you are living, moving to a new country, or having a completely new life. So with intention and commitment, you can do everything in life.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah. So
I
you
think
said 10 minutes a
movement,
day?
yes, keeps the doctor away. I
There you go.
I always say this is really my mantra for the last year since I signed up my contract. If you sleep 10 minutes more or less, it doesn't matter. But if you move, it matters. Yeah. If
Why
you
does
think
it matter?
about it, nothing happens if you sleep 10 minutes more, right? Nothing will happen. But if you move, as I said, you feel better, your body will change, you have more confidence, you feel stronger because you show up for yourself and you take care about your body, which is our temple, right? We should take care of our body. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is how I changed because I started actually with, as I said, I was completely lost. And I started with 10 minutes, really 10 minutes, because to be honest, I didn't like yoga. I just did it because I saw the transformation of my,
Mm,
at that time, boyfriend. I didn't like meditation. I was absolutely not a spiritual person. I always, when I went with him into the yoga class or meditation, I was like, what the hell I'm doing here? Yeah, I remember one day I did shavasana, yeah, which is one of the most important poses in yoga, because I was like, no, I have to go now. So I didn't saw, the point of yoga, but I'm not saying that, but Tony Robbins said that people change for two reasons: inspiration or desperation. Yeah.
ooh,
So,
yeah,
yeah, I love this quote. And I changed, I think, because of both. I was inspired because I saw how he changed, and I was desperate because I wanted to change. I was in a really bad place, and I didn't want to be in a bad place, because if you see how life can change from one day to the next and how important it is to be healthy, then you have a completely different perspective of life, right? You
yeah,
appreciate it more.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I like the small movement. I think setting goals small makes it doable. If we say, hey, you got to do
Hmm.
an hour, I don't have time
Hmm.
for an hour. You know what I mean? But everybody's got 10 minutes. Like
Hmm.
you've got
Yeah,
10 minutes you can
right.
squeeze in. So yeah, yeah,
Right, right. And I think that's the point. People think they have to exercise for. This is what I was thinking my whole life. For that reason, I started, I felt. I started, I felt. I started, I felt. But when I started with the small step, I everything changed. And the most of the people think I have to exercise for 30 minutes at least, otherwise it doesn't make sense. No, you have to just build a habit. When you build a habit of 10 minutes, I started with 10 minutes, then 50, then 20, then 30, and then I become a yoga teacher. So with small steps you can go really far.
yeah, yeah. And I love that, Kat. I love that. So when you think about success, so success in relationships, success in career, success in just life, how is that tied with loving ourselves first?
Yeah, I mean, if you are successful in your job, if you're making a lot of money, but you don't know, also you don't love yourself, then it's really hard to be happy. Yes, because how you see yourself is how people see you. So if you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you. If you think you are not pretty enough, nobody will see you as a pretty person. And people don't value if you don't love yourself. So everything starts really with us. I think if you love yourself, then you get to know where you are.
Mm,
because most of the people, they don't know who they are. And if you don't know who you are, how do you know what you want in life?
that's deep.
Yeah. So, yeah, we know better our best friend than we know ourselves. This is what I realize. Maybe you had a situation, you were talking with your friend, she's desperate about the topic, and then you say, do this. And she says, oh my God, you know me better than I know myself. Yes, it's actually the case. Most people, they don't know themselves. And yeah, through this process that I did, I got to know myself. And I started to love myself. I started the person that I become. I love the person that I became. And
Yeah,
I think this is really important. Otherwise, it's really hard to get healthy relationship or being happy in a job
yeah. So,
because
as
yeah.
no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because at the end, now the most important relationship is the one that you have in yourself. Everything will go away. People come and go. Your family will go. The only people that stays forever is you. So you have to look at the mirror and you have to like what you are seeing, right?
Yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely. Why do you think it's important, Kat, to create our own book of life as we learn to love ourselves?
Yeah, I think the book of life is the secret to inner success. You can use it as your guide, as your compass, because nowadays, with all the distractions that are out there and life gets as well so busy that we lose ourselves in this process. But if you have your book of life, then you can see your dreams, your goals, your values. I use it as my private Bible. So I always check in with myself, yeah, to say, okay, what do I want? Where am I? To stay focused and to follow my dreams that I have. I mean, I don't know, maybe it happens to you as well, but for me it happens all the time that I'm like doing something and then I have a task to do and then I get distracted and I totally forget what I was doing. So, and can you imagine? I mean, your life passed like this as well because we are all the time distracted, all the time, especially nowadays with Instagram and with everything. You always get notification and we are so addicted to our phone. So we need a book. Yeah, we need a masterpiece because our life it's a masterpiece, right? And we
Mm,
have to create it in a book. So I came with this idea because books inspired me when I was working on myself. I the books were the inspiration for me. They helped me in so many ways and I learned so much. Yeah. And for that reason, I decided, okay, I need my own book. And I have so many things in this book, like favorite quotes, affirmation, and
mm,
my vision board is there. So it was a process to do this book. It's not just writing my goals and my vision. There are a lot of more practical ceremony, for example, that you can do that I wrote down to use it when you feel lost or when you feel sad. Yeah,
so it's like a book of inspiration, a book of your values, a book of things that
yeah,
have meaning for you.
yeah, everything. So
Mm,
everything that I've worked on myself, I put in this book. I mean, it's as well nice, one day you can give it to your grandson or and you can do it, you can change it. Yeah, I'm doing this every year. Yeah, because things change, you have different goals then, or you reached your goals and you see, oh look, I wrote this down in 2014 and so on. So yeah, it's inspiring.
that's super cool. So it's kind of like a vision board, but it's even deeper, but because it's got the written
Yeah,
pieces of it. Huh, that's
yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah,
I
because a
like that.
vision board only one page normally.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my vision board a few page with my vision, what I want in life, but as well like my affirmations. I'm saying a prayer in the morning, so I have this in my book. Like there are affirmations that I'm saying to myself every
Wow.
morning, every evening, and yeah, it's like my private Bible, I would say.
That's super cool. That's
Yeah,
super
with a
cool.
lot of practical things. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of practical, as we wrap up today, what are some mindset strategies people can take to overcome stress, doubt, if they're not feeling confident,
Mm,
so they can
mm,
build more like inner strength,
yeah.
inner confidence?
Mm. Okay, what I can tell you from my own experience, what helped me a lot was absolutely meditation. Yeah,
Okay.
because in meditation, you meet yourself. I think many people avoid meditation because they don't want to stay with themselves.
Or
But
it's
if
hard
you
to
do
sit
that,
still
yeah,
if they're
and it's
super
hard to,
anxious.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. But this is something that you can do. As we said already, you don't need to meditate 10 minutes. Sometimes I started with 3 minutes.
Started
Yeah,
with
I
three
started with
minutes.
3 minutes. So, because I couldn't stay still, as you said, I think many people can't stay still. I had to put a timer. I really had to put a timer because for me, 3 minutes felt like 1 hour. It was terrible. For me, it was terrible meditation, really. I absolutely didn't like to stay with myself.
So
So
start
I
small.
started, yeah, I started with 3 minutes every day. And yeah, now I'm meditating every day or at least 10, 20 minutes. I think as well, affirmations are so important to say affirmation every morning. I'm doing this really every morning and every evening. Yeah.
So speak about the affirmations. A lot of people that
Mm,
I work with, they don't believe them. They don't believe that it actually does rewire their brain. Like, so why do you think
mm.
it's important for people to use affirmations as a daily practice?
Yeah, because first it's like anchor, because we have so many negative thoughts, and if we say positive affirmation, we can't be negative and at the same time positive, right?
Mm, yeah,
And with the time, of course, it's not magic. This is something that we have to practice. It's like if you want a six pack, you don't go one time to the gym and then you will get a six pack. You have to
right.
do it often, right?
Hmm.
Otherwise, nothing will happen. So, but if you keep practicing affirmation, as we all know, something will change. Yeah.
Mm. What are some other practical steps people can take today if they want to develop a wellness lifestyle? So, yoga, meditation, sounds like reflection as well.
Yeah, also it's yoga, meditation, affirmations, and as well like going. I think nature it's really healing, and I think wellness is as well like going to the spa. Yeah, yeah, going to the sauna. Treat yourself at least once a month. Yeah, getting a massage or going to the spa, going for a walk in nature. I think wellness is as well because wellness it's at the end mindset, right? So socializing with people, I think this is a wellness practice too because we are not supposed to be alone. We are supposed to be around people that inspire us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. That's
And
so true.
journaling is as well for me a wellness practice. Like we have so many thoughts just putting out, yeah, in the morning, like everything that it's negative, you can like make a small paper, write all your negative thoughts on it. Like every time you have a negative thoughts, you can write it on paper and then put it in a jar, and then you will see how many negative thoughts you have in a month, right?
Ooh,
So when you
wow.
see it, you become aware of it.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
so
like
this
that,
can
Kat.
help you. Yeah. Or, for example, what I was doing is I really don't like to go for a run, but cardio is important, right? So I had to do
Mhm.
this. So I was running to the beach, and every time I was doing this, I was taking a stone with me
Mm.
as a proof, yeah, that I did it. And then I had so many stones that I decorated my balcony with it. It's like a reminder.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm,
That's super
mm.
cool. I like the physical, bringing that into the deep inner work. I like that.
Yeah, 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 because we need a proof, yeah, to keep going.
Yeah, that's what gives us that hit of dopamine
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, the dopamine. Yeah, this is what we need.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for sharing some of those practical strategies. So, for listeners that are wanting to go deeper with their wellness lifestyle, how and their inner work, how can they connect with you? What are the ways that you best serve them?
Well, I have a lot of free tools in my homepage. I designed as well a 30 days journey where I will help you to create your own book, Secret to Success. And yeah, it's a step-by-step guide that, yes, will help you to create your own book, because I think we all need one to be happy and successful in life. And yeah, this is what I'm doing. So, like, doing online coaches, but I'm more focused on a journey that takes a while, because I think coaching is nice, yeah, but you forget. But if you have a course where you can revisit it all the time, or a book where you can revisit it all the time, you keep going. Yes, and then you do the things, because yeah, it's like when you coach someone, then you motivate this person, and then it will disappear after 1 week. But it's different if you have a journey where you can see it on paper.
Mm, gotcha. So, where can people connect with you? What's your website? What's your
Ah,
social?
yeah, my website, it's katyoga.com with K like kilo, and my Instagram account is kat.anselmo.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Spell that last name for me.
Yeah, Anselmo.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Kat, for joining the Dareable podcast, for sharing more about wellness, for sharing some really practical tips for mindset strategies, for getting moving, for mental health goals. I'm
Mhm.
so grateful for you sharing your heart. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure to be here. Love your
Awesome.
energy.
Thank you. Ditto. Likewise, likewise.
Thank you.
Um, Awesome. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by the Darren Well podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe wherever you're hearing this episode. Wishing you a fabulous day, my dear. Until next time, keep living, keep loving, and keep daring well. Take care, guys. God bless.